to concerns that a rising wave of COVID cases in China could cause a spike here in the U.S. The Biden administration has announced new mandatory COVID testing requirements for all airline travelers arriving from China. Effective 1 week from today, they'll have to provide a negative COVID test before boarding their flight.
China has suddenly loosened up its restrictions left and right. And that's just provided an extraordinary opportunity for this virus to just, like a volcano, explode.
So, starting next week, the U.S. is joining a growing list of nations requiring people traveling from China to have tested negative for COVID within 48 hours of departure to be allowed through.
Ready for testing?
And the Centers for Disease Control announced it's expanding its COVID surveillance program at U.S. airports, in which passengers volunteer to undergo a nasal swab to better detect a new wave of cases. Health experts hope these new measures help.
No barrier is perfect, but putting up this barrier for testing is a prudent thing to do to try to keep potential new variants out of this country for as long as possible.
Well, first of all, it is a voluntary program. Nobody would be required to undergo a nasal swab against their will. There may be some outreach to bring people over, but the key here is that they're expanding the number of airports, the breadth of this testing, adding airports with heavy concentrations of international travelers. Think LAX in Los Angeles, Seattle, here in Washington and in New York. Expanding the number of airports and the volume of testing may help better detect, again, not just the spread of virus or the intake of virus into the U.S., but those new variants. That really is the epicenter of the concern, new variants for which our vaccines are not resistant.